edition of Beyond the Rim, where we take an in-depth look at the lives of our athletes beyond their sport here at Bluefield University. Today I'm joined by NAIA National Qualifier and currently ranked number 14th in the country, Luke Young. How are you doing today, Luke?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So let me start off by asking you, what got you into wrestling?
My dad, he wrestled in high school, so he's the first one to get me and my brother into wrestling in 7th grade, and then after that, it was pretty much, I loved it ever since. So.
Yeah, of course, your brother Ethan Young, and of course your younger brother Nick Young. You've got an older and a younger brother in the sport. What's that kind of been like? Of course, you've been in the mentee, but also the mentor position in both of their careers.
Yeah, it's been nice having like drill partners at home to hone my skills and just having that support at home. My senior year, I was able to wrestle on my high school team with Nick when he was a freshman, and now me and Ethan are back wrestling in college together. So it's been fun, and we just really grow together through that.
And of course, you had an interesting high school career. You kind of had that giant jump. You ended up finishing third your senior year, and you decided to come here to Bluefield University, then Bluefield College. What made you pick that decision?
Well, at first I wasn't planning to wrestle in college, but I think my third place finish kind of influenced that a little bit, just because my goals for my senior year was to win a state championship, and then I fell short of that, so I just felt like I wasn't satisfied with how I ended my wrestling career. So Coach Welty ended up reaching out to me, and I decided to come here.
And of course, I know your longtime best bud on the team, Jacob, had a big part of that as well. I know you guys have been best friends since you said 7th grade. You guys have been on a long journey together. What's it been like? You guys are both. You're a grad student here now. You graduated a year early. He's a senior. What's that relationship been like?
Also, that's been really good. Just keeping me into wrestling and like just the support there. We've been wrestling since 7th grade, like you said, and we just both followed each other here to wrestle, and it's just been fun.
And of course, when you came on, Bluefield Wrestling was a first-year program. It was a full team, full of freshmen, and I heard that was quite an experience in itself. What kind of gave you the edge?
I think the having no pressure was one of the main reasons, just because coming into this program, I wasn't really known. I hadn't won a state championship. I wasn't, technically like that good of a wrestler, as you would say. So I think that's kind of what made me work hard as a freshman to kind of get past the other guys that had more accolades than I did. And
your sophomore year, you tragically fell to an injury, and you came back last year, and you just looked real tough. How did that injury affect you mentally?
Mentally, for my second year, I was coming off a second place finish at conference, having a close match with nationally with an All-American, and so coming off of that was pretty upsetting, and at first it kind of got me down mentality-wise, but as I was doing rehab and getting my strength back, and as I wrestled my second year, it just really, I was able to get that momentum back, and coming back to some of the guys that were on the team freshman year, like Noah, and then some of the new guys like Creed, just wrestling with them in the room really helped me get back in my headspace where I needed to be.
Now, I know there was quite a few guys who dropped off between last season and this season, and you guys have 10 new freshmen on the team. What's it been like having to be the face and leader of this team with such a young crowd?
I've never really liked being in the spotlight, but just in the practice room, it makes me like work that much harder and present myself in a way that I'm an example to those younger guys, just because I know that they're looking at pretty much everything I do on and off the mat. So I just have to know that I'm always doing the right thing.
What are your goals the remainder of this season?
As of right now, my goal is mostly since this is most likely my last year of wrestling, to just wrestle every single match to the best of my ability and just wrestle each match best.
Now, I know that's the thing that a lot of guys, when somebody asks you that question, it's, I want to be a national champ, or I want to be an All-American. Kind of makes you pick that goal over something that's more tangible, like a national championship.
I just think picking goals like that is just kind of, I wouldn't say out of reach, but it's kind of puts pressure on you. Whereas if I'm looking at each match that I go by each day, it's kind of like a little less taxing, and I can just focus on just improving and having fun with it.
And like I mentioned at the very beginning, you're number 14th in the country. What does that ranking mean to you?
Not much. Rankings are just a number, as you hear all the time, I'm sure. So, you know, on any given day, any wrestler can beat any guy, no matter your ranking. You know, at the end of the day, we're all just athletes, and we all put our shoes on the same way. So I think that the ranking doesn't mean much to me.
What do you like to do in your free time?
When I do have free time, I like to just watch movies, shows. Over the summer, I like to get out, do stuff outside, play video games, just the usual.
What kind of movies are you into?
Marvel movies right now are probably my favorite. Me and Jacob pretty much go to every Marvel movie.
So, you know, I know I just saw something that someone just sold a Spider-Man No Way Home ticket for about $4,500. Is that what you're planning on spending for your Spider-Man No Way Home ticket?
Nope. Me, Jacob, and Omega actually got ours when it first came out, so I'm set.
You excited for that?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So, you know, do you have any thoughts on, just from watching trailers, do you have any thoughts on maybe what's going on in that film?
Obviously hoping that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up, and I'm going to be pretty upset if they don't. But besides that, you know, I'm not going into it with too much hopes.
Well, you know, they say that there's the trilogy of Spider-Man end up kind of flunking if they make it that far. So I mean, they feel like they're putting quite a punch into this, bringing back the Sinister Six. Does that scare you at all?
Nah, I think they're gonna nail this movie, and I hope they do.
Well, Luke, thank you so much for joining me. And before I let you go, is there anything you want to say to my viewers?
Just thank you for having me, and just come out to the wrestling matches that we have at home.
And like Luke mentioned, of course, this Thursday night, men's wrestling team will be taking on Patrick Henry Community College and Southwest Virginia Community Colleges here at the Herb Sims Center. The match will be starting at around 6 p.m. And if you can't make it, it will be live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, Luke. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take it easy, Rams fans.